Hi guys, and welcome back to Orchard Creek Homestead. Today is Saturday and we have a lot going on the homestead today. So the biggest thing is that we are leaving in a little bit for a homesteaders potluck. It's about an hour away from us, but it's a great opportunity for us not only to meet other homesteaders, but to also kind of work towards establishing a sense of community. And plus, I absolutely love potlucks. I love bringing food, and this is actually my contribution that I'm working on slicing up. It is a cheesecake bar, and Caleb and I will be making another one during the week of Thanksgiving that I'll be recording and uploading to the channel. But it's cheesecake, it has chocolate chips in it, it has dried cherries, it has walnuts, and it is absolutely delicious. It's not only an opportunity for us to get together and share a meal, but it's also an opportunity for us to get together and get to know other homesteaders, other like-minded individuals that live around us. So hopefully there are some that live a little bit closer to the area that we live in that we can connect with, not only for the benefits of being able to have somebody to rely on to share homesteading information with, but also somebody that we could say, hey, you know, Rob's working on the barn this weekend, can you come help out? And it could end up being something that they have children that are Caleb's age, that's Rainey's age, and be able to have a family that we can kind of establish a relationship with and have somebody that we can invite over for suppers, that we can hang out with. Because being new to an area, it's incredibly hard, especially right now during COVID. It's incredibly hard to be able to get out there and meet other people. So I am just working on right now, just cutting up the cheesecake bars. I think there's about 70 people or something like that has RSVP'd so far to go. So I only made one tray of this because hopefully, I mean, to be sure, we have other sweets. I know somebody's supposed to be bringing carrot cake cupcakes, which is going to be delicious. So I'm just slicing these into little bars that we'll take on. And I got these, I don't normally use aluminum foil or aluminum tins or anything like that, but I thought these would be all right since I'm not baking in them. But I don't want to bring my Le Creuset pan just in case we have to leave early or something like that. I don't want to worry about having to remember to grab it. And I did, as you can see, we did sneak a little bit of it last night. Just because I feel like if you're going to take something to a potluck, you should always try a little bit of it before you actually take it, just to make sure it tastes right. And Rob and Caleb actually left a little bit earlier today to go to the next town over to see if they can source some replacement tin for our barn. So it just leaves me and Rainey for right now, which is always nice to be able to spend some one-on-one time with the baby. I don't think I'll actually record at the event, because I think sometimes when you focus too much on recording, you miss out on some of the opportunities to really connect with other people. But since it is nice and pretty today, and the leaves are certainly changing on the way up to Boone, I think I'll show you at least some of the drive. But like I said, I'm so incredibly excited about this because, like I said, it is important to be able to have a sense of community. And I think so often, you know, you always say, especially when it comes to kids, people always say, you know, it takes a village and stuff like that to raise kids. But we're so far removed these days from that village setting. People are moving further away from home, and it's just, we have gotten to a place where we don't have other people that we can necessarily rely on. And this spatula is not going to help me. But I think to find other people that we can grow to trust, that we can grow to raise our families alongside of, I think that is so incredibly important. All right, there's the first one. And I will say, you know, if you've seen some of my other videos where Caleb helps me bake, it can be a hot mess, but I did make sure when we were making these that Caleb understood that he had to be as clean as possible. So he had to keep his hands washed. He couldn't lick any of the stuff until we were done making it. So I did really try to make sure that he wasn't contaminating anything. But also another good thing about making connections is, like I said, we could hopefully have people that, you know, we could help out on their farm. They can come help out on ours when we need a hand. And also, you know, everybody grows and raises different things on their homestead. So it could end up being that they put that little piece aside for me. I think I might sneak me another little piece after this. It could be that we raise quail and chickens. Well, we decided not to do a dairy goat this year. So maybe somebody else has raw milk and they don't necessarily have quail and want to try quail. Well, maybe we could trade for that. And I definitely am an advocate of using the barter system versus paying financially for stuff when possible. I remember when I was working at the farmer's market, the local farmer's market back home, I was selling my elderberry syrups and I was selling plants and stuff like that and some herbal salves. And I remember somebody came up to me and they asked, they're like, you know, would you be interested in bartering? I was like, absolutely. I'd much rather trade for goods versus having that cash exchange. I think it just kind of helps, like I keep going back to, it just helps create a greater sense of community. And I think it lessens the reliance on cash. I mean, cash, there's that saying that cash is king, but it's not necessarily king. We've made it become something that we deem essential, but it's not necessarily essential. There are other ways to go about your day. There are other ways to exchange. You get exchange goods for labor. Now, I mean, the most part, like if you ask to pay your internet bill and say, hey, I'll give you a goat if you give me free internet, of course it's not going to work. But a lot of times, especially with smaller companies, smaller businesses, they may be more willing to trade, say, a plumbing job for half a cow or something like that. All right, well, I got my pan done. So I'm going to go wash this up and get Rainey ready for the event. And now that's all done, I'm gonna start eating out of the pan. All right, so like I said, I'll take you along and show you a little bit of our day. So see you guys later.
To get the barn tore down, starting to reframe a couple of things. I don't know if you've seen the other videos, but this was in pretty bad shape. The storm took it off. That white pine over there, where the chicken coop's sitting now, took the corner of the barn off and had to replace a few of the studs. I ripped out a bunch of nailers, and you can kind of see what's left. This whole corner where I'm standing needs to be reframed and resheeted. So wind up putting the studs on today and do all the wood framing hopefully, and our goal is by our boys' December 4th birthday party, we're going to have a new roof on it to show the whole family, and maybe that'll make the video. But I just thought it was such a pretty fall day, I just really hated to waste the opportunity to get out here and do a little work.
What do you think we're making?
A bear.
A bear? Why do you think that?
Because look at the bear. That looks like the bear in a white that container.
That's right. Do you know what we're gonna make? Do you know what that's called?
It's a lamp.
That's right.
So that means we're making a lamp, Mommy.
We sure are.